Hi guys, welcome to Yoga Lab TV. My name is Stefanie. How I got started in yoga, I think it was my mom who brought me for my first class, probably 5 or 7 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it was at one of those big gyms and they had a yoga studio. And I remember trying the class for the first time and it wasn't anything significant to me. But I guess I thought yoga was a good thing and so I stuck with it for a long time. Not really being consistent, but at the same time just going for classes every week, once in a while. Using it more as it was more of a back burner type of workout. It was always just something to stretch out because I used to do a little bit more of HIIT. I used to like HIIT workouts and yoga was just a way for me to stretch out, maybe lengthen the body, that sort of thing. So that went on for a really long time, maybe 5 years. And then one day I decided maybe I should try out a proper yoga studio because I wasn't doing yoga for a while. So I figured, yeah, maybe I should try out a proper yoga studio. And then I came across this studio called Strala. So Strala, some of you may be familiar with it. They have studios all over the world and it's founded by Tara Stiles. So Strala, they focus on movement, freedom, moving with ease, basically how the body feels. So for me, when I went for the first class, it was a trial class, it felt like something kicked in and suddenly yoga felt good to me. I don't know if it was a new thing, I felt a little bit relieved. Maybe because there was a sense of playfulness with that style of yoga and it didn't feel like my body had to fold in a certain way to reach the pose. In fact, I felt like I could just find different ways to move into a certain pose, and that's what I really liked about it. So I started being curious, I started going for more classes there. I would say it was then that my practice started becoming a little bit more regular. And then I found Yoga Lab shortly after and I started working on alignment, mixing it with that nice freedom I felt in yoga poses. And I would say that's what my teaching style is like. I like to break down poses and then put them back into a flow just to see how with alignment you can slowly move it back into a flow, get the body moving. As long as the body feels good, then we're on the right path. So that's what I like, or that's my style of teaching at least, and what I like about yoga. I'm the kind of teacher who I like flow classes. Personally, that's my style. But when it comes to teaching, I like a little mix of both, breaking down poses and then putting it back into a flow. And while I like tough classes, I also like to feel good in the body. So my classes can be tough sometimes in terms of the transitions. I like challenging myself or challenging students with difficult transitions. But then when you come into the pose, take your time, settle down, try not to rush anything. As long as the body feels good, then we're fine. I like good music, so a lot of my classes, or at least I like my music and I hope my students like the music as well. So I pay a lot of attention to my tunes. Outside of yoga, I guess I like food a lot. So anything to do with food, I really, really enjoy it. I think that was once in a job interview, someone asked me what my favorite meal of the day was. And that was probably the easiest answer for me. Hands down, it was dinner. I really like mealtime. I like how food brings people together. And just a few years ago, I started cooking my own meals. So before that, I had no idea how to turn on a stove. I didn't know how to work in a kitchen or where anything went in the kitchen. So I used to cook my lunches, and when I say cook, I actually mean I just bought vegetables. I just chopped it up. I would squeeze some lemon, salt, pepper, and that was it. That was my lunch, raw food. I didn't even know how to cook or steam broccoli. I would just chop it up and eat it raw, and that was my lunch. And fast forward to today, I hope I can say I can cook a decent meal for myself. I mean, I'm better at cooking now, but it's still debatable. As long as I can feed myself, I'm happy. Other than that, something else maybe not many people know about me, I quite like to surf. I picked up surfing maybe 2-3 years ago. I first started surfing in Sri Lanka. I'm not really good at surfing, actually I'm terrible at it, but it's just one of those things that I really enjoy. And I guess it's similar to yoga in a sense that it teaches you a lot about life. Just that maybe not as gently as yoga does, because surfing, you're out in the ocean and there's all these huge waves and it's a ride or die moment. You either ride the wave or you just let the wave eat you up. So it can smack you in the face, these lessons. But there's something freeing about it that I really, really enjoy. And who knows, maybe one day I can get to move to a tropical island, wake up, do yoga, go for a morning surf, and then come back, eat lunch. So hopefully, we'll see. That's it about me.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Sorry. Let me just think of how to start.
Can.